Welcome to the Young and Single series once again. My name is Abrahams-Appiah, and it's a pleasure and a joy each time I get to share with you. In case you are new to this channel, on this channel we share tips and secrets for young ones to help them through the maze of the late adolescent phase of life and the early young adulthood. I pray that you find resources on this channel very useful, and I hope that it will be a blessing to you. Please like our videos, share our videos, subscribe in case you have not, and press the notification bell for any new video. In today's episode, we want to talk about something interesting. And the title for today's episode is There's More in You Than You Know. I repeat, there's more in you than you know. Have you ever watched young children playing at any point in time? 2, 3, 4, 5-year-olds? You would find some children sitting by themselves composing songs and singing. A child makes a song with everything that passes by. And you are wondering, why is the child able to do that? That child may have a skill of composing songs and singing, but he or she has no idea that that's a gift or a skill. Have you watched a child who is so serviceable, quick to think, on his feet, solution-oriented? I had a little boy called Aaron. Shout out to him. He's quick to help anybody who is working. He wants to pull things that are bigger than him, heavier than him. He was just always actively doing something. Then you find children who are very technical, very artistic. They want to draw on every wall, and their drawings have so much clarity and meaning. I had a little boy also called Ezekiel, and he could just play the drums with so much, precision. I mean, he didn't miss any beat, he didn't miss any key. And I was wondering, this boy is young, but how did he get it? These are latent skills, potentials, and giftings God deposited in each one of us when we were born. So whether you know it or not, there's so much potential in you, there's so many giftings in you, there's so much you can do that you may not be doing. Sadly, unfortunately, many people don't develop all these giftings and talents and skills because of various factors. As they grow, they focus on a few of these potentials or giftings, which may be the lucrative ones, which may be the ones that give them fulfillment, which may be the ones that people notice and praise them for, and then they throw away the other giftings that God gave to them. Now, in the last few weeks in my country, Ghana, there's been a series of cookathons where people are doing cooking competitions for Guinness World Records recognition. And as I watched the various people come up with their cooking skills, I learned a lesson, because one of the ways I learn lessons is lessons from nature, lessons from situation. Each of these people trying to outdo the other person was bringing out potentials that existed that for years they may never have known existed. So you will wonder, why are they now doing these competitions? Was it only because somebody set the pace that they started? Yes. Because you will find different categories of people in life. Sometimes you never know how much potential you have until you are challenged in a situation. So many of those on those competitions have been challenged by others doing that cooking competition or cooking marathon, and it has made them know that they can also do the same. So positive challenge, or sometimes negative challenge, can bring out potential that existed that you never knew. So my question is, what has been challenging you positively or negatively? Some are challenged by watching others. When you watch people singing, drawing, interior decoration, cooking, what stirs up in you? What activity do you see others doing that you know you could do? Personally, I love coaching. I love training. So anytime I meet people training, coaching, I am excited. I'm drawn to it. It means it's a pointer to something I do or I can do. Another thing, people are inspired when they hear others share their stories, share their examples. Have you ever listened to somebody share his story? Recently, I watched a story of a young man who was a product of rape, and his mother had an 11-year-old brain. But at 18 years, when she was raped, she refused to abort the child. I had tears in my eyes. Years later, this man found his mother, and the mother expressed so much love for her son. And the son was grateful that the mother refused to abort him. I was challenged because I have a personal and a similar story. My mother was married, legally got pregnant, and medically she had a challenge. So she had to abort the baby. Can you imagine life without me? And I was that baby. But my mother said, I will not do that. I will die with my baby. She didn't die and her baby didn't die. And today I'm here challenging you with my story. So stories challenge people and inspire others. So in case you are watching me, you are listening to me, you get involved in a situation or a case that may involve, especially if you are not married, a premarital sex that results in pregnancy, don't consider abortion as the least line of resistance. No, that unborn child, you have no idea who he or she is, the blessing he or she will bring to you. There are many people out there who are products of parents who stuck with that child, and their children have become great, and they have also become great. Good. Some are inspired by themselves because some people naturally have a daring spirit. And so you find out that they are pace setters in every institution. They didn't see it done, they didn't hear it done, but something inside them just tells them that I can do this. And then they go out of their way, they make a lot of effort, and they come up with something. These are pace setters. In case you're a pace setter and somebody outpaces you, it's fine. Your position was a pace setter, and you will always be remembered for being a pace setter. Some people are not pace setters, but they are good people who can imitate, who can copy. It doesn't matter. Others need to be pushed into situations. There was a story that makes me laugh each time I hear it. A man who was asked to swim through a crocodile pond for some money, and he didn't want to. Then gradually they saw him swimming and rushing and coming. Then when he jumped out, they were like, wow, you won. What inspired you? He said, nobody inspired me. I was pushed. And because they pushed him and he didn't want the crocodiles to catch him, he had swum. There are some young people out there that need to be pushed into crocodile ponds. Reason, they have so much potential and they are doing nothing about it. So what should you do as a young person? Number one, stay in places where you are challenged to do more. You are able to write a song a day. Are you sure you can't write two? Several times in worship, as I read my Bible and pray, the Lord inspires me to come up with original compositions. I compose songs so quickly and so easily. I have what I call sing scriptures with children. It's so natural. But somebody says, Hannah, why don't you have songs? Why don't you have CDs? Why don't you have singles? I think I'm still needing somebody to push me in that line. I am pushing myself in the areas where I seem to be able to tour easily. But I also need to be pushed in another area. You watching me, what are the areas that you need to be pushed? Number two, stay with people who push you to maximize your potential. Have you noticed that in life, not everybody is really interested in you? There are some people who, well, they clap for you when you do well, and others cannot be bothered. But there are others who see gifts in you and like, when is your next book coming out? I had a dream recently, and one of the people who mentored me into writing was asking me, Hannah, when is the next book coming out? I woke up and I hadn't seen that person, but it inspired me to come up with another book. Very important. Who are the people who challenge you to do more? I had a mother when we were in Sunday school who would come every Sunday morning and said, Hannah, give me a new song. And I'm like, I don't have a new song. She says, no, this is the memory verse for today. Can we get a song? And she stands on me so insistent for a new song. And every 5 minutes, I have a new song for her. And she's like, yeah, I knew you could do it. She's one woman who could push me to do more. I have friends and young ones who says, Mommy, what's the next story? Mommy, when is the next topic coming out? These are the people who push me. Who are the people who push you? Stop hanging around people who are so comfortable with you and have allowed you to plateau in life. Read books and watch movies that will help you become better. Become a better version of yourself. That version of yourself people are clapping for and people are so proud of is great. But have you thought about it that you could be greater? Now train and invest in yourself. I remember when I was in the university days, before in my country, the era of event planning and interior decorations and wedding floral themes came about, I used to do a lot of wedding decorations for my classmates for free. It was a natural, inherent ability, and I did it just because I did it out of service. Service is a love language I speak, and that is what I give out to people. But had I trained and polished along that line, I could have been an excellent event planner. So invest in your gift. Play until you are like one of the best organists. Play until you are like one of the best sportsmen. Whatever you are doing, if you are drawing, draw until you have one of the best art pieces in the world. Whatever you assume is going for the highest award globally should be your target. So that activity you are engaged in should be targeted at winning the highest award globally. Now, why are people not able to work on their potential? I have noted in my coaching and counseling series that many people seriously don't know who they are. They walk about with bodies, with minds, with skills and talents, with no idea of what they are carrying in themselves or in the bags of life they have. So who are you? What's your potential? What's the things that God has naturally put in you? So I tell young people, first and foremost, do a self-assessment. Who am I? What can I do with my personality, with my skills? Identify and list them. The obvious and not obvious ones. I know I can draw. Personally, I'm not too much of an artist, but I know I can speak. I know I can pray. I know I'm analytical. I'm left-brained. I'm right-brained. Write a list of things that come to you easily. Deep reflective process. It is a delicate exercise. Talk to the people around you, your parents, your friends, and ask them, if you were to describe me in one word, what would you say? What are the things you see me doing? Just yesterday, I was talking to one of my technical directors, and I told him, young boy, you sing so well. Whenever you sing, the anointing around you and that is released onto people is great. He smiled. But he would rather engage in a technical activity or be online rather than sing. But this boy is a top global singer. I've told him when he makes the money, he should make sure that he remembers me. Okay? Now, list the obvious gifts in you. Now, focus on a few of them. What makes many people sometimes fail is they pick up too many talents, and each talent is so heavy and is so loaded that they are not able to maximize each of them. Pick a few of them. So narrow down on one or two, and then now improve that skill to the marketable level. Once you've improved the skill of singing, of writing, of talking, of counseling, of coaching, then what should you do? Get the right help. It could be technical expertise. Like today, I just mentioned that I want to go and get a certification in a particular aspect that I love doing. Somebody will be like, oh, mommy, are you still going to school? Yes, there's always something new to learn. There's always something to add on. Somebody is doing what you are doing, and there's so much information and knowledge you can give out. Identify the skills you need to learn. Determine how much impact and how much value you want for that skill. So people want a certain amount of value for every skill. Every skill has a value. If you know the story of David, David used to play for the sheep when he was in his father Jesse's care, David in the Bible. And he'll be playing the harp. But one day, Saul had an evil spirit tormenting him and needed somebody who could play the harp. And David was called to play in the king's palace. That talent or skill of yours, can it be called to the highest organization in the world today for you to represent or put forth that skill there? In case it can't, then it means you need to but you need to develop, that's the word I'm looking for, develop that skill such that it could be placed at the highest bid. Number two, determine how much impact or value. People sing maybe for the financial value or for the fame, but others sing also for impact. I want to sing and minister to lives and bring healing, and then take actionable steps to places that developed skill will be appreciated. You keep singing in the bathroom and nobody knows you can sing. It's about time you come out with a single. It's about time you sing in church. It's about time you sing for the youth ministries that are going to the hospitals. I remember, and I can't forget, a young lady who, when she started singing, we were all laughing at her that her voice was hoarse. But she developed her skills so much that she could sing. One day, my daddy was in the hospital. She came and said, "Daddy, I want to sing for you. What's your favorite song?" And as she sang, the Holy Spirit filled the room so much. I can't forget that experience. What has she done? She had developed that skill in her. What are we saying? There's more in you than you know. And there's more potential that you have brought out. You may not have the money you want because that skill has been left undeveloped. You may not have access to the places you would wish to go because that skill is what will carry you there. But as the Bible tells us, a man's gift makes room for him before great men. I'm challenging you this afternoon. There's more in you than you know. Listening to me today, I want you to reflect on yourself. In conclusion, who am I? Why did God create me? What are the potentials He has laden me with? What can I do to become better? And where do I want these skills to reach? Who do I want these skills to bless? How much do I want these skills to get to me? When you identify the places you want to get to with this, gradually you will be finding yourself in spaces and places you never dreamt you could ever get to. But the Lord will amplify those steps of yours, and you'll be a generational blessing to people. Once again, I have come your way with this word, and I pray that it finds you well. I hope you've learned something, and I hope you'll be a better version of yourself. I pray you'll make God proud, and you'll make Jesus also excited that all those gifts have been used for His glory. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, and I'll get back to you. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell for other videos to be sent to you. God bless you. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode. Bye.